Oh, I can't watch any more of this!
The third season's not out yet anyway, so I guess it's your turn to pick a show.
God, I'm so depressed. We need to watch something lighter, something fun, something... I know. Jump in your time machine. It's Trigun.
Seriously? Trigun?
Anime Indecision.
Wow, Trigun. It's been a while. Weren't you like 12 when it came out?
So, that's the best part of Trigun. It's a classic that still holds up today. And it's steampunk, which is very much in style right now.
Yes, there's nothing more modern and relevant today than a Western.
Our post-apocalyptic-ish desert world is a bunch of scattered towns, and outlaws run rampant, the most feared of whom is the legendary Vash the Stampede, the humanoid typhoon, the man with a $60 billion double-dollar bounty on his head. We start our tale following two insurance ladies, tasked by their company to find him and keep an eye on him to prevent the ridiculous amount of losses he's causing. Unfortunately, all they have to go on is a rather dubious rumor of his appearance. Tall, blonde mohawk, and wears a big, flashy red coat.
So, Bart Simpson.
I don't have a Vash action figure, okay? It's the best I could do. Anyways, our insurance ladies keep having annoying run-ins with this total doofus who
is tall, has blonde spiky hair, and wears a big flashy red coat. And of course, that doofus is the real Vash, because having a clumsy idiot peeping Tom main character is an excellent way to draw me into a series.
Okay, I can't argue that. But it brings me to something that I think is my main point. Trigun is so much better than it sounds. Idiot protagonists are a dime a dozen in shonen, but Vash is what they all aspire to be. It never gets too much, and he transitions on a dime from drunk idiot to baddest badass in the West, which is always, always glorious. Okay, for example, there are series where they would keep the, haha, they don't know he's the real deal because they keep barely not seeing things idea for a season or more. Maybe even the entire show. Trigun, it's 2 or 3 episodes. They do an excellent job of ending things before the joke is run into the ground.
Okay, so these girls from the insurance company figure out they have the real deal on their hands, the deadliest man in the world. Then what?
Then, we slowly start to see that all these lucky accidents that have kept him alive are really skill. Not only is he probably the best shot in the world, he can make crazy trick shots while pretending to be flopping around on the ground drunk. And then the show gets real good when... damn.
When?
Well, here's the thing. After about a season of it, they really shake it up and make huge changes, and even though the show is over a decade old, I think it still falls under spoilers. Especially since I'm hoping we can convince a few people to catch up on this old but still awesome show.
So your argument is, this show has annoying parts, but they're perfectly done, and it gets really awesome, but you can't tell them why. And you think this will convince people to watch it?
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay, so how about the episodes between the girls finding out he's the real thing and the big change you can't tell us about?
Well, they're almost entirely episodic. Maybe 3-episode mini-arcs.
I require some kind of overarching plot, or else I'm just watching Pokemon, and I am not watching any more goddamn Pokemon. If you're going to go episodic, instead of just cranking out filler, at least do it like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., where you don't realize how it all ties in together until later on you are slapped in the face with the sudden realization of how brilliantly everything ties together. So in conclusion, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is awesome, and you should totally watch it.
That's not what we're talking about.
Oh. What are we talking about?
Trigun.
Trigun's pretty badass, too. Kind of episodic, though.
The thing about Trigun's episodes is, They may not be advancing a grand plot, but they're telling a character story. This show lovingly crafts everything you need to know about Vash before the big change happens and he's put to the test.
So what do we learn about Vash? What's the world's most infamous criminal really like? A drunkard? A perv? A troublemaker?
He's happy. He's this happy guy, always up for a party or meeting new friends. He tries to solve problems with words, and when it does come to blows, he ends it. And he ends it in a way where no one is hurt. Good guys, bad guys, bystanders. Vash will use his unbelievable accuracy and speed to pull everyone through with no fatalities. Preferably no casualties. All he wants is love and peace. And possibly some donuts.
I can't decide if all that makes him an idiot or a badass.
Maybe both. The strength in this character, aside from those fun moments of badass, is his moral code. Saying, "I'll never kill anyone," is all well and good, until you're faced with the implications. Especially with the mutant psycho killers Vash has to deal with. It's the opposite side of the morality question from Death Note, and it makes for compelling watching. Many of these situations would be solved instantly if Vash would just kill a mofo. And you, and he, and everyone knows it. That's good television. It's this setup that makes the second half of the series so good. The show had me trying to convince Vash to shoot people.
Trigun definitely does have some memorable villains, I'll give you that.
And a memorable atmosphere. It's cyberpunk, it's rock and roll, it has a badass opening theme that gets you psyched for the crazy, frenetic, off-the-wall, unbelievable action.
It does have good action.
See? See?
Yeah, but there's so many reasons this show shouldn't work. Vash's idiot act can be really annoying. And how many times can we watch a new villain show up with a stupid plan, only to be foiled as he learns too late that it was just an act? That happens a lot. Whatever happens in an episode, we know Vash is going to pull off some crazy-ass moves, and everything will be okay.
Yes, but...
Our main villain, when we finally get him, is one step above an evil clone of Vash.
Yes, but...
You basically admitted that the early episodes of Trigun have no right to be any good.
Well, yes, but...
But what?
But they are! Who cares if they have no right to be any good, if they are good? When you describe Trigun to someone, it sounds somewhere between crazy and predictable. But you could have two movies with almost the same plot, like Austin Powers and Johnny English, where one is amazing and one is trite and awful, 'cause it's all in the execution. There are a lot of things in Trigun that I hate in other shows, but Trigun combines and balances all these elements perfectly. It shouldn't work, but it does, and maybe it's worth watching just for that.
I guess. I must have watched a ton of shows with similar ideas, and I barely even remember them.
But you remember Trigun. That's the mark of its success. Even though it's old, it has blocked out a dozen similar shows from my brain. It's the one. It's fun, and sometimes that's just all you need.
And we could use something a little more lighthearted.
Well, that's our last episode of Anime Indecision 2014. I have to go to the other side of the planet now.
And since basically everything here is a matter of opinion, your mileage may vary. If any of these shows sound interesting to you at all, just go check them out.
See you next year.